Good evening. I'm William Ferguson. This is Common Sense. Let's talk about time. It's your time. You own it. You're responsible for it. But what do you do with it? This time stuff. Well, you know that you're living in the here and now. And what you're doing could possibly be bettering yourself. What a good thing to do with your time. Better yourself. But there's even better stuff to do with your time. Help others. That's a really good thing to do with your time. Why? Excuse me. Well, you see, we humans live on this earth, and God has given us time. In the Bible, it says our days are numbered to 80 years. All right, so let's use that. You have approximately 80 years to live on this earth, according to what God has told us. So, what do you do with all that time? That's a lot of days, a lot, a lot of hours. Well, let's do this. Instead of listening to the propaganda of the liberals, the mainstream fake news media, why don't we make up our own minds? Let's look around us. What's going on in my community? And how does the federal government affect my community? How can I help to affect my community? What can I do to help my fellow man? Giving, that's one thing. Let's look at giving. You can give money, but you can also give time. The time that you have, you can give some away. You can volunteer. You can say, well, that seems like a good thing to do. And so I would like to volunteer. I would like to give some of my time to help you do what I feel is good and right in what you're doing. So you can give time. You can sell your time. It's called a job. You can say, well, how about $12 an hour? For every hour I work, you pay me $12. Is that fair? Sure, depending on what you're doing. And so you sell your time to make a wage so that you can live sheltered, fed, clothed. And if you're wise with your money and your time, you can use your time and money to enjoy life. Is sitting around in front of the television, drinking beer, spending your money on alcohol, probably smoking cigarettes and all the rest of that, is that really what enjoyment is? Or is it coming home after work, getting all your chores done, all the stuff that you need to do? And come on, I know us guys get lazy and we don't do that, but hey, it's your time. Use it wisely. So take care of the stuff you need to take care of during the week. Now, you have an entire weekend, if that's your job schedule, to go enjoy your time. It's your time. Why not enjoy it? Go camping, fishing, buy a motorcycle, go motorcycling, buy a bicycle, go bicycling, go canoeing, go do whatever. Don't just sit on the couch drinking, smoking, or whatever else it is you do. Sit and eat. Some people have a addiction to eating. You know, your life is what you make of it. How you spend your money, but more, how you spend your time. That's what makes your life, is your time. Your money doesn't make your life. Your wife doesn't make your life. Your time. You have time to do many, many things. So what do you do with your time? Think about that. How much time do you sit and waste? How often do you find yourself bored because of whatever reason? They may be reasons within your control. They may be reasons outside of your control. But it doesn't matter. If you have nothing to do, but you do have a book on the shelf, it's something to do. Maybe not exactly what you want to do, but then you may start reading the book and find you're enjoying it. Then what? Have you wasted your time in finding out you enjoy reading? No. But what else is there to do? Just go outside. Outside is free for now. We don't know when the socialist Democrat idiots want to tax outside, but I'm sure at some point they will want to try. But go outside. Go for a walk. Excuse me. Go to your neighbor's house. Go to your friend's house. I mean, if you're doing nothing, do nothing with somebody else. It's a lot friendlier that way. And besides, you might be able to start a conversation. Get a deck of cards, play a board game, do something. Don't just sit around being miserable. And that's another part of time. Do you want misery in your time? Do you want joy in your time? Do you want to think about what's going on in this world? Think about what the truth is. Do some research. If you're watching this, you have a computer. Get on the computer. Look things up. I know my dad, he really enjoys things, books and documentaries and such about World War II. Of course, he lived through it in England, in London. So he enjoys the history of World War II. I myself, what do I do with my time? I think. I think about, who is God? What does God want from us? Why does God love us so much? Why did God choose a nationality to be his children? The Hebrews, the Jewish. Why? He's got his reasons. My theory is he chose a nation to be his children to show the rest of the world that God is God. And that, yes, he did choose a nation to be his children. And so most every Jewish person I've ever met has been fairly well off. Even better. Some are extremely well off. But does that matter? Does it? Yes, it does. Because it shows God is. And God takes care of his children, his chosen, the Jewish. So if he's doing that for the Jewish here on earth, and then he sent his son Jesus to die for us, of which Jesus spent all his time teaching, healing, being God, basically, showing us who God is and what God wants. That's how he used his time. But then God, in his generosity, in his mercy, his son died on a cross, a very horrific death, so that we can live. And we can live in the time that we have with joy and love and peace. And it's wonderful. But that's time. We can't go back in time. We can't go forward in time. God made it that way. God made it so that time moves at a specific rate, but it gives us a chance to gather things. What do I want to do next? What is next? Well, I want to do this. So then what do? You gather up what you need to do that. In my life, I gather my thoughts. And I some of my thoughts even disturb myself. But then I stop and think it's not my thought. It was God doing that for me, to me, to show me what he wants me to know. And so that's what I use my time doing. Collecting, collecting, collecting. That way, when I come and do these live streams on YouTube here, I have a basic idea. But before I even turn this on at 9 o'clock, I say a prayer to God, and I ask that He will give me the words to speak, and I know He does. So I use my time more with God than trying to fight God, arguing with God. I accept God. I don't know all of who He is, but I know basically of who He is. And He's awesome. He gave us time. He gave us time to be responsible with. We have time to get up in the morning, go to work, do our work, come home, have supper, do things around the house. Now, while you're at work, you can just use your time to work. Just do your work the same way you did it yesterday. Same thing, different day. Or you can use your time at work to better yourself. Look at what you're doing. Think about, how can I do this better? Not shortcutting, but how can I do this better? How can I be more efficient, more proficient, better at my job, able to complete the task in a shorter amount of time? Like I said, not cutting corners, but just doing it more efficiently. Use your time wisely. It's your time. But you've also got to remember, and this is very important, the decisions you make in the here and now will affect your future. And not everybody thinks about the future because you're so worried about living in the here and now. But time will move. Time will keep moving forward. It's not going to stop and slow down for you. You have to be on the ball. You have to keep collecting, keep doing, keep thinking. What's next? What's next? What do I do next? What do I need to collect? What do I need to do? Keep going, forward, forward, forward. What decision that I make today will affect my tomorrow? And yes, that counts in your vote. If you vote for a socialist and you get socialism in your future, then your here and now is going to be miserable. It's the way it is. You want proof? Get on the internet and look up socialism, dictatorial countries, monarchies. communist countries and see how they fared in socialist societies. Use your time wisely. It doesn't hurt. In fact, later in life, you'll thank yourself for using your time wisely. And part of using your time wisely is getting to know God. He is the Creator, and He loves us all, though we don't all love Him. He loves us. So I ask that you say a prayer for the President, that he will guide this country following God, and that you pray for the first responders, military, and such, that God will keep them safe and bring them home in one piece to their loved ones. I thank you for watching. I thank you for taking your time to watch Common Sense.